Today, I'd like to talk about something I personally consider an important part of my lucid dreaming practice, though I know experiences may vary from person to person. But I don't hear this being talked about very much in lucid dreaming circles. There's a lot of talk about how to arrive to a lucid dream using techniques, but when it comes to what's next, what do you do once you find yourself in that situation, conscious inside the dream? The answer that's often presented to people is that you can do whatever you want from there. You can go to the moon, go back in time, have sex with a dream character, go meet Jesus or the Buddha. It's basically this idea that what ensues from the moment of becoming lucid is a controlled dream or controlled virtual reality experience or something of that nature. Personally, I've always found that the dream soon reverts back to a normal, non lucid dream unless I stabilize my perception. What do I mean by that? In normal dreams, the images and perception are always shifting from moment to moment. One moment you perceive you're in a certain place, the next moment it's become a different place, and you just kind of accept this shifting reality. You would not accept such a shift of reality in the waking world. Same as if you started a conversation with somebody and during the conversation they morph into a different person. This is not something that we'd accept in waking reality, but we do accept it in a dream reality. But one of the most interesting things I've found about lucid dreaming is that we can stabilize our perception of the dream world to make it just as concrete, tangible, and consistent as the waking world. I've had some quite lengthy experiences where I've been able to move around in a dream world as real to my senses as the waking world, walking around, examining the details of things using all of my senses, but only after I took a moment to stabilize my perception. And my technique for stabilizing my perception is the first lucid dreaming technique I was introduced to. I was introduced to the concept of lucid dreaming by reading Carlos Castaneda, wherein the advice is, in the moment of recognizing that you're dreaming, to look at your hands just long enough to get the sight of them. So we look at our hands, then glance at a nearby object, just a brief glance, then back to your hands, then another glance at the object, and a second object, and then back to the hands. And then the next time you're going to look at three objects, glance, only brief glances each time. And so we build in this way. And so after a moment, you feel that your perception has been stabilized. The dream becomes more real and you feel more secure in it. You're not about to wake up or go into another dream. You're grounded in this particular dream world, and the lucidity is prolonged. Visually, the perception I've often had at this point is something like when you see on a computer screen an image in standard definition become a high definition image. Once you feel this, you know that you're grounded enough in the dream to be able to start examining things in more detail. You can take objects in your hands and touch and smell and whatever. The dream worlds are often seemingly normal worldly places, and the objects, normal worldly objects, with a bit of strange mind-boggling stuff thrown in here and there. In this state, you can walk around as you normally would in waking life, or you can choose to fly or float or dissolve the dream and enter another scene. Although after doing that, you may have to repeat this process, as it can be destabilizing. Now, I'm not saying that this is the only way to lucid dream, but it's something that works for me, and it's very interesting to explore, and it raises more questions about the nature of reality. Anyway, let me know what you think. Is this part of your lucid dreaming experience? Do you use a stabilizing technique? Do you find it necessary? I'll be curious to hear about other people's experiences.